Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are having a swatch party, a Pat McGrath swatch party. I have the holiday collection with me and I know that it looks pretty familiar. It looks like some of what Pat McGrath has released in the past, and so today I wanted to go live. I wanted to ask you what you would want me to compare this collection to, and I wanted to just go through the different palettes. I basically pulled every single one of my Pat McGrath palettes and I added it to my desk right here. I have every single one of my Pat McGrath palettes in front of me right now, and I can pull anything you want, compare anything you want, and we'll have a good chat, a good hour or so, I am thinking. Hi Jilly and Abigail, thank you so much for joining. I thought 3 o'clock would be a good time, but I see a lot less people than usual, so we'll see. Hey Sandy, thank you so much for joining. If you guys are watching right now, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're interested in the collection, I have it linked in the description box below, and the description box has a pretty close list of what I'm wearing on my face right now, but I have to fix it later because I put that there before I actually did my makeup. Hi Lisa, hi Tanya, hi Olfactive Stories, hi Mary and SCH22. What's up? So I'm actually wearing one of the palettes today, one of the very basic ones. Let me see what the name of it is. I'm actually wearing this one on my eyes right now. This is the Bijoux Brilliance eyeshadow palette in Sunset Romance, which is this color story right here. So I put the mattes on the crease. This is in the center and this is in the inner corner. I didn't record it, but that's okay. Once I do the video on this palette specifically, we'll do a different look. This was just a very quick thing. Thank you so much everyone who's joined so far. Hi Marta and Maida, Kristen, Tanya, Erica, Veroferk. How's it going, guys? So, oh my god, from Italy, from Jersey, from Germany, from Brazil. See, that's why I did a 3 o'clock time. Hi from Paris. That's why I did 3 o'clock, because I figured at 3 o'clock I could kind of reach majority of people. People who are in Europe could join. People who are here in the US could join as well. I feel like this was a good idea, especially for a Sunday. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and joining me. One of the requests I did get in yesterday's video was to compare the greens on the new holiday palette to the greens in one of the previous holiday palette that has green shades in there. So let's go ahead and start doing that, and then as I go I will read your suggestions on what you want me to swatch next to one another. But I remember that the person who requested this said she couldn't join the live, but I'm sure she'll watch later. Hello, Helle from Denmark, and Karen from California. Hi Marianne from Sweden, and Lula from France. Oh my god, from Sheila too. Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so this is the palette I'm talking about. These are the greens I'm talking about, which are Celestial Celadon and Emerald Eclipse, and this is the new Starstruck Splendor palette. And we're going to compare these to, hold on, because I did pull every single palette out, but now I gotta shift through things to get to what I want. So I have the holiday palettes here. Okay, of course it's the last one. And we're going to compare those greens with this green right here. This is the green from the previous holiday palette. Hi Ava from Florida and Helen from the UK. So let's go ahead and go for that. So this one here is one of the previous holiday palettes, the glorious 18 pan palettes that for some reason she decided to do without this year. I'm not happy about it. And this one is called Celestial Odyssey. So let's go ahead and do the swatch comparisons. Alrighty, and I have my wipes next to me as well so that I can, you know, take off the makeup. I'm ready, you guys, I'm ready. So the first color I'm going to swatch is this one here, Celestial Celadon, which is the lightest of the greens. And I gotta say, this one I wore yesterday in one of my eyeshadow looks, and it almost looks like a silvery shade on. It doesn't look quite green, and I know it's going to look very different from the green in the other palette. So then I'm going to grab the other green in this one, which is Emerald Eclipse, which is a much more emerald green shade, obviously. We'll swatch it right there. And then I'm going into Celestial Odyssey. And this color here is called Citrine Envy. So we're going to grab that one. There we go. And I'm going to put it right there. Okay, that's actually a bit closer than I thought. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be too close to this shade, but it kind of looks close to this emerald green. It's just this emerald green has a much more black base to it versus this one does not have a black base. But I feel like the shimmer green reflex are pretty similar to one another. I'm going to put it a bit further away so you can see the difference a bit more when it's not immediately under the light right there. So you can see that this one is a much more dark green shade than that one right there. So that is the comparison between the three greens. I'm going to move my mic to the right so I can see the chat. Light green compared to the Bridgerton mint green. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. See, this is why I knew that this video, doing it live, was going to be a good idea, because I can get your guys' requests live. I almost knocked down a bunch of stuff. Okay, let me move things around. Oh my god, what a mess. Okay, let me grab the Bridgerton palette. The Bridgerton 2 palette. Okay, I have it right here with me. Man, the Bridgerton palettes and the holiday palettes are very similar. So I'm assuming you want to see this green right here. So let's compare it. This one's a little bit more minty, and we'll swatch it next to the rest of them. So we'll go right there. It is pretty similar to the other green in this palette. Let me see it. Like, oh yeah, no, I was gonna say sometimes like on the camera it looks very similar. When I turn my hand it looks different to me, but it doesn't. It looks very, very similar to the green in the new holiday palette, as you can see right there. I'm actually pretty surprised by that one. Wow. Okay, the green from Sublime. And Sublime is what number mothership is Sublime? I remember them more by number than by name. I think it's either 2 or 3. So let me just grab one of those. Probably 3, right? I reckon that both the big palettes are repetitive. It's like repetitions of the previous holiday palettes. It could be. Okay, so this is Sublime. Yes, this is Sublime. And here's the green, which this one does have that black base that the green in the holiday palette has. I mean, Sublime though, this green is much more special for sure. You can see it like even on my finger. So we'll put it right down here. This is a special shade from Pat McGrath, and you can definitely tell. Let's see if the camera wants to focus. Okay, there we go. See, it's just like the colors are a bit more like finely milled in there. The sparkles are like better distributed. I believe this is one of her special baked shades from her Italian formula. So you could definitely see a difference between that one and the one in the new palette. This is much more pigmented right away. So take a look right there at all of the greens. Okay, let me know if you want any more greens before I wipe the greens off. Can I think of another green myself? I'm going to put this aside. None of the other Pat McGrath Mothership palettes have green that I remember. The Love Collection doesn't have greens. The Quats, do the Quats have green? The green in Sublime is just magnificent. Oh, there is a green in, which one is it? Hold on. There is a green in one of the like all special shade quads. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So we have this green. We can do this green. So this one is from the Blitz Astro Quad in Nocturnal Nirvana. And this is going to probably be similar to the one from Mothership number 2, because it also has that beautiful black base. So we're going to put it right down here. Oh, no, it's not the same. So it doesn't have as much darkness as the one in Sublime. The one in Sublime is more similar to the new Holiday palette. This one's a bit more emerald, a bit more vibrant, and very, very beautiful. This is also a baked special shade from Pat McGrath. So take a look right there at all of our greens. I'm wearing green today too. I'm like matching. So that was the other green that we could compare. So I'm going to take them off now. I have my wipe ready because I don't think we have any more greens to try. And then, so what do we do next? You guys wanted to see, I think somebody had said to compare the new quints to last year's quints. So I can put them side by side. I think the color stories are a little bit different. And I did bring out my last year quints. I will say, because I saw somebody comment this on my video that I uploaded yesterday, falling things is inevitable. There was a difference, at least to me, between the holiday quints last year versus the Star Wars quints at the beginning of the year. I just didn't think that the Star Wars ones had the same quality, especially the Darth Vader one. I did not like that one. But then the quints this year feel like this formula. So if you like the formula from the quints last year, you'll like the formula from the quints this year because they feel the same. It doesn't feel like the Darth Vader palette. Okay, so this is actually a really good comparison right here. Hold on. So this is the holiday palette last year. This one was called Nude Allure. And there's a couple of palettes, a couple of quints this year that I think have similar-ish vibes. So we can compare these two. So this is on top right here, last year's holiday palette. And then the one at the bottom is the Bordeaux Bliss quint from this year's release, which Bordeaux Bliss does not have a matte because the shade that kind of looks matte-ish right there, that one has some sparkles thrown in there. But then both of these have some like shimmer pink shades and like similar inner corner shades. So I feel like that's a pretty fair comparison. And then there's one more from this year, which is the one I'm wearing today, that is also very similar to the palette from last year. And this one does have mattes. So this is the palette I am wearing right now. And this is the palette from last year. So we have them here, Nude Allure and Sunset Romance at the bottom. There we go. So take a look right there. I feel like these two, hold on, camera, focus. There we go. These two have very, very similar color stories for sure. The new one may be a bit more warm toned, but overall, if you have the one on top, you don't really need the one at the bottom. Hello, Jay loves you. No, Jay loves Lou, sorry. How are you? I remember you said in your comment you were joining. What's up, girl? Let me pick up what fell earlier. And then, yeah. Okay. Hey, Hannah. I'm so glad you made it as well. What else do we compare? So I wanted to put those side by side for you. I wanted to compare the greens because that was kind of like what was maybe a little special about the new palette versus already existing shades. And as we saw, there are already existing greens in the Pat McGrath collection that are not too far off from the greens in this new palette. Which adds a little to the disappointment, doesn't it? Let me see. Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Hey, Debbie, you're not late, girl. We swatched all of the greens. That's all we've done so far. Are you trying any of the trios, the face trios? I did not purchase any of the face trios because all of the eyeshadow palettes were already so expensive to buy. So I figured we would do eyeshadow palettes here on my channel. Because what do you like better, the Nude Allure or the new one? I will say, what I do like about the new one over Nude Allure is that it has 2 mattes versus Nude Allure only has 1. I love the quints when they have the format that has 2 mattes versus just 1, because it just gives you a few more possibilities, you can do more things with it. So no, I did not get the face palettes. Bronze Bliss to Bronze Brilliance. Oh God, what is that? Bronze Brilliance, I forgot. I'm so bad with names. Compare purple color in the big palette. Okay. See, I need instructions. Inbal has it right. So she wants me to compare the purple color in Pat's big palette and Angie's new Little Ghost palette. I can do that. Bronze Bliss is from what collection, what year? And Bronze Brilliance is from what collection, what year? I need instructions because I'm really bad at names. And they all kind of sound similar. So let me pull out Angie's palette, the Little Ghost palette. Have it here. And this is the purple, right? So we want to compare this purple here. You taught me how to glam eyes with Pat's eyeshadows. Yay! I'm so glad. And this is the other purple here. So on my finger, here's what they look like. So this is the one from Pat's Holiday palette, and this is the one from Angie's Odin's Eye palette. So let's put them side by side here. Pat and Odin's Eye. So the Odin's Eye one is a bit more vibrant. Pat's has a bit more of like a black base to it, or a darker base. But that is what they look like side by side right there. Do you think the eyeshadows are worth the buy? I'm asking because you have a lot of Pat McGrath. I would say it really depends on you and your collection and how much use you're getting out of your palettes. It makes sense for me to buy these palettes because I can share them with you and like teach you how to use them and do reviews and comparisons and whatnot. But what everyone uses their individual collection for, what is worth it for someone versus not, is really, I think, up to you. I try to give you as much information as I possibly can on everything that I pick up to review here on my channel. But ultimately, if you're just using your collection to do your makeup at home, to like, you know, do everyday makeup and whatnot, you definitely don't need as much as me, who's buying them to review and whatnot. So, you know, it depends. Okay, so on a side note, I pulled out my Marc Jacobs Beauty Provocateur. Man, I miss that brand. It's coming back, right? Marc Jacobs, it's coming back. Odin's Eye Stone and Rock has that purple with black base too. Could you swatch too? Oh my god, I already took it off, but yes, I can. Odin's Eye, which one? I lost the comment. Oh, the Rock and Stone. So, this one here. Wait, did you see purple? Has that purple with a black base. This is Rock and Stone. This doesn't have a purple. This has greens. Maybe you meant the other one. The Jewels and Gem, which does have a purple. Okay, we found it. Right there. So we're gonna swatch it next to the Pat McGrath purple. So here's what they look like side by side. Pat McGrath, Odin's Eye. So Pat McGrath new palette, Odin's Eye, Jewels and Gem palette right there. Very, very similar. They have slightly different undertones, but you could barely tell the difference, especially like once you put them on your eyes, I feel like you won't be able to tell much of a difference between them. The shipping this year has been poor. Natasha showed them right up. Listen, I got my Natasha Denona mini Triochrome palette, that one. The mini Triochrome palette from Natasha Denona. I swear I got it one day and I received it the next day. I was like, this already arrived? So it's here. That video is coming, but I wanted to get at least a couple of videos out on the Pat McGrath collection. But you're right, because this Pat McGrath collection I ordered more than a week ago and it just arrived versus Natasha. It was like next day delivery. It was crazy. Okay. Can you compare little plastic palette? Oh, yes. Yes, I can. That one's a little different, I think. I forgot to pull those palettes out. I keep taking the purples off. Okay, so this purple here, which is more like pinky, I think. So let's do it. See, this one is the new one, and this one is the one from the little plastic palettes right there. So this one in comparison, it looks pink. So that's that comparison there. Okay, I remember something else you guys wanted me to compare that I saw in comments, and it was, I think, the matte. Let me put this back. So this matte shade right here, which I thought was really cute and very special for this holiday palette, we're going to compare this one to the mattes from the Love collection. That was a comparison that I had seen requested, and a smart one, I think, because I think that whoever requested it is right. The mattes from the all matte palette from the Love collection that I love is very similar to that matte. So we have these here, which we can also compare, but these are a bit more pink. And this is the shade that I want to compare from the Velvet Liaison palettes. See how I'm bad with names? I can call that the Love collection. Did not remember it was called the Velvet Liaison palettes when you guys do request. Be specific. Tell me what collection. Tell me what mothership number, because I'm bad. So we're going to grab this one first. Swatch Party with Patty. Oh my God, Abigail, I love that. Abigail said, oh my God, you should make a series called Swatch Party with Patty. I love that. Okay, so then we're doing this one. Listen, this is episode 1 of the series right here. And here's what they look like side by side. This one is a bit of a lighter, more cool tone purple. And the one from the Love palette looks a bit more brown in comparison. So this is from the new Pat McGrath holiday launch. And this one is from the Love palette, the Velvet Liaison palette right here, which is a bit more pigmented. And also a bit more brown. It has a little less purple in there. So where was this one made? This one was also made in the USA, so it's probably made in the same place. It's just a darker toned shade. So take a look right there at that swatch comparison. Let's see what other mattes that are kind of cool toned like that we can get. I know that Mothership number 7 has one. The new one, Mothership 11, has one that we can grab as well. So let's do that. But I also think I want to compare with this one here. Although I know this is more pink, right? But I don't know. I want to put it next to it to see. Jay says, oh my God, collab with Alicia. We need to. So this is that cool toned pink palette, which you can use as a transition shade from the iconic Infatuation palette right there. I love these types of cool toned pink shades. They're the best. I love them. Did we get any blacks in the holiday collection? No. No. We didn't get any blacks. We didn't even get super dark shades, period. Like this is the darkest of the two. And these mattes here are the darkest. You can go with them. Jilly says, I love her mattes and I didn't love the mattes in the holiday palette. They're not the same as her usual mattes. That is for certain. They definitely are a lot less pigmented. That was the first thing I noticed when I was playing with the palettes yesterday. Okay, so I'm pulling this one here, which is the new Mothership, which I think has a cool toned. No, it doesn't. Okay, I thought it had a cool tone pink in there, but maybe I'm thinking of another palette because this is not similar. Also, why does it sound like that? Can you hear it? I don't think my other Motherships sound like that. Corin says, can we get some pink swatches? Yes, we can, but once we get to the pink swatches, we're just going to keep going and going and going because, you know, Pat McGrath loves our pinks. We're going to have to swatch 1,000 shades. Okay, so maybe I'm thinking of this one. This is Sunlit Seduction. I mean, not really. We could do that one, but it's much more pink. We'll get to Mothership 7, I promise. So here's what that one looks like in comparison. The pink from Mothership number 9, right? Yes, no. Oh, okay, I was confused. I got it. So I was thinking that the new palette, which is Mothership 11, which is the one I picked up, had a similar looking shade, but the one I picked up earlier was the Mothership number 10. So I was confused. That's why I was like, wait, no, this doesn't look like what I was thinking at all. So let me swatch it again. Hold on, because I feel like I got a poor swatch because I was so confused. So this is Mothership number 11, which is the new one. And I was confusing with Mothership number 10, and it does have a cool tone pink shade. Jilly says, once you hit Pat's pink, there's no going back. I know, especially if they're like shimmer pinks. So, okay, Mothership number 11 right here. That's the cool tone pink in it, which is much more pigmented than these and also much more pink. I'm looking for more mauve shades. Let me keep going. I think maybe there is one in one of the Bridgerton palettes. I'll have to check on that. Okay, so I got to the one I wanted. This is Mothership number 7 here, which has that beautiful cool toned transition shade type color. And if I'm missing some of your comments, I apologize. I can't read them all and talk at the same time. So here's Mothership number 7, and here is the infamous matte shade I keep thinking about. Which does look very similar to what we're swatching. There we go. So this one, as you can see, is a pretty similar shade to the one we get in the new palette right there. Remember, this was from the new holiday collection palette. And look at how close Valoria from Mothership number 7 is right there. It is a stunning, let me hide my face so that my camera focuses. There we go. It is a very, very beautiful matte, cool toned shade. I love it. And it is very, very similar to the shade that we got in the new holiday collection palette. So let me just double check in the Bridgerton palettes just to make sure that there isn't any other cool tone shade like what I'm looking for. No, because this one is much more dark beat type of color. And this one doesn't have anything. So the one I was thinking is this one, and this one is a bit darker. I don't think any of her previous holiday palettes have any shades like what I'm looking for, but let me just double check. Nothing there. Nothing there. I'm really sad, really sad about the fact that she is not making these anymore. Okay, so we can swatch this one. So this is the Celestial Divinity holiday palette from a couple years ago. And this shade is going to be a lot more pink, but I feel like kind of comparable. So I'm going to swatch it right under here. There we go. So yeah, a little different. Definitely not what I was looking for. But you can see right there all of the cool tone pink matte shades that all of these palettes have. Okay. Jen is saying, gone are the days where motherships were so exciting. I really hope that she like brings that excitement back somehow. I have hopes, okay? I love the joy that like the mothership palettes still give me is incredible, and I prefer them over a lot of my other palettes in my collection. And so I really truly feel like we could get back to loving Pat McGrath. She just, I don't know, she needs to talk to her investors and be like, listen, I'm the creator here. We're going to release what I want. But yes, I'm very sad that we don't have an 18 pan eyeshadow this year, and instead we got these because, I mean, the blushes are cute. I'm actually wearing the blush from the Jewel Temptation palette today, the lighter one, because I loved it yesterday when I put it on, this one here. And so I put it on again today, and I must say, I absolutely love that blush. But with that said, I would have rather like just buy it separately or something, and to still be able to get an 18 pan palette for the holidays, because that was just like my favorite. It was like, it felt special. The holiday palettes felt special. She does need to talk to Natasha Denona. You are right. Can you compare the purple with the purple in the first palette Pat brought out during the holidays? Yes, thank you for being specific. Yes. Let's go back to that purple. So we're going back to the purple here. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay, we're going back to the purple. Miss B Noodle. And then let's go back to the first holiday palette, which I'm assuming is this one here, right? This was the first one. Yes, this was the first one. Okay, so we're going to compare it to this purple here. Here's what they look like next to one another. The one from the first holiday palette has a lot more blue in it, but other than that, I think they're kind of similar. To the purple in Midnight Sun, yes, we can do that. So take a look right there. The one from the first holiday palette is a bit darker and a little bit more blue toned. So they are slightly different. Max said she needs to talk to someone. Okay, so let me look for which, Midnight Sun, right? Yes. So let's pull out the purple in here. I could have also been ready for this video in the sense that I could have like taken all of my palettes out of the boxes, but then they'll all look the same to me, so then I would be even more lost. So here's Midnight Sun. I'm assuming this is the purple, which to me looks a bit more blue purple, but it's a pretty color, so we'll compare that one. And this is one of Pat's special shades, so the formula is probably going to be different. So take a look right here. See, it's a bit more blue. And ooh, look at that creaminess. Even on the creaminess aspect, like you could just keep going versus the ones in the holiday palettes, which are not made in the same factory. They're super beautiful. And like once you put it on the eyes, you really can't tell that much difference, but like they just don't swatch as creamy as the ones in the Mothership palette, because that is a Blitz Astral shade right there. So take a look right there. Okay, can you think about a similar shade for VR Sextasy from Mothership 5? VR Sextasy. Purple from Mothership 3 and Quad. Mothership 3. Mothership 3. Okay, this is 5. This is 1. Mothership 3. I can swatch it. I don't like it, but I can swatch it. And then the purple from, I know what quad you're talking about. Hold on. This one, this is Mothership 3, right? I don't see a purple here. No, this is Mothership 4. My bad, my bad. Mothership 3. Oh, I had set it aside earlier. I do like Mothership 3. Mothership 4 is the one that I have. Oh my god, I'm so confused. Hold on. Where the hell is Mothership 3? So this is 4. Mothership 3. I love Mothership 3. What am I saying? I always confuse it with Mothership 4. Here we go. I got it straight now. Oh my god, it took me a minute. So, see, I consider this more a blue than a purple and this more a pink than a purple. I think you probably want me to swatch this one, which is one of my favorite shades in this palette, but I don't think it's purple, so I'll swatch it. So let's take a look right there. It's like a it's like a blue with like purple shifts, I should say, but it is more blue to me than it is purple. So you can take a look right there. And then the quad you're talking about is the one that I opened earlier. Hopefully. I think it is. Which I had right in front of me. Where are you? Not you, not you. Here we go. I don't think that the Mothership 3 purple is the same as in the little plastic one now. Okay, so this purple, which is a much more dark, intense type purple and just like beautiful as well. This one is a pure purple shade. I feel like a lot of her purples have blue shifts to it, but not this one. This one is like purple. Purple. Okay. Let me do more. Hold on. I feel like that was a weak swatch. Although my palette might be expired because I have had that one for a while. So take a look right there. This one is a much more like smooth, shimmery purple versus like the rest of them have a lot of sparkle to them. So that is the main difference, I think, between these and the rest of them. Green one from Mothership 3 with the green gold in the Bridgerton palette. Yes. Let me grab Mothership 3. I'm going to use my other hand. So, green gold from Mothership 3. Right there. I love that color. It's so pretty. And then the green gold from the Bridgerton palette. We're going off topic here. We were supposed to be swatching the holiday collection. Wait a minute. Okay, so that one. right there. Oh my God, they're so similar. They're so similar, and they honestly feel the exact same. Do they look they look the same in person too. I mean, yeah, no, they pretty much look the same in person too. I was going to say, like, you know, they are formulated different, but damn, these are like dupes for sure. This is the same shade. This is incredible. Okay. So it's such a unique shade. Very, very beautiful. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute so that I can clean myself. And while I do that, what do we swatch next? Let me know what you want me to swatch next. I need a new wipe. They are identical. They feel identical. I could not tell these apart at all. At all. And that is a very beautiful shade. I do like it. With a very dark, like, smoky thing going on around them. So pretty. So, cleaning myself. Let me know. Let me know what we swatch next. I went to Walmart yesterday to get wipes just for you. I cannot believe how close those two are. I feel like somebody said we should swatch the pinks. We could, I think, grab every single Pat McGrath palette I have in front of me and probably pull a pink shimmer shade from each one of them. And I feel like that would be so fun. Okay, so are the mattes in the new Quint Sunset Romance, hold on, similar to Sunlit Romance 11 or Utopian Dream 9? Mattes in the new Quint Sunset Romance. Let me grab the new Quint first. Hold on. Okay, so I have Sunset Romance. We're swatching both mattes. And then I'm grabbing 9 and 11. So we have the mattes from Sunset Romance here. And then I'm going to grab 11, which I don't think they're going to be that close, but I could be mistaken. 11, 11. Okay, this is 11. Sunlit Romance 11. So here are the ones from the new one, and I'm assuming you want to see this one mainly. I'll swatch this one too just in case. And this is from Mothership number 11. So new Quint and then Mothership number 11. I mean, the formulas feel very different. I do think that the matte formulas in Mothership number 11 are better. You can see that, like, they are creamier than the ones in the Quint, but they do look kind of close, don't they? Especially, I would say this one versus that one. Or I feel like this one could be a combination of those two. And then let me grab Mothership 9, which I have right here. And it's one of my favorites. I love this one so much. It's got the best Astro Blitz shades. And then I'm going to grab that color and this color. And I'll catch up with the comments in a second. Hold on. Okay, so right there. Actually, kinda. And right here. Let me grab more of that one. Terracotta shade from Midnight Sun. Yes. Okay, there we go. So these are Mothership 11, Mothership 9, new quint mattes. And then I'm supposed to find Midnight Sun. Oh my God, it's at the bottom. Give me a second to get there. Midnight Sun, which miraculously I remember which one this was. Mothership number 6. And the terracotta shade, so this one. Right there. That one's very pigmented. I need space. Okay, so let's do it right there. This one's much more bricky, but take a look right there. Let me rename them, I guess. So the first two are from Sunset Romance, which is the Pat McGrath quints. Second two, Mothership 11. Then these two, Mothership 9. And this is the terracotta shade from Midnight Sun, which is Mothership number 6. Thank you so much, whoever gave me the thumbs down. Anyways, take a look right there. What did I do to deserve that? I just saw it flying across my screen. Anyways, let's keep going. So I'm gonna take this off. Vivian goes, the same 3 colors over and over again. You're not wrong. I do love those colors because I feel like they make for really good transition, really good like darkening up the outer corner shade. They complement a lot of skin tones and a lot of eye colors. But you're not wrong. They are the same 3 over and over. Emerald from the new palette with the emerald shade from Sublime Mothership number 2. Delicia, I did that earlier, so I would suggest when you're done watching to go back and check it out, because I did already swatch all of the greens from all of the palettes. So in order to just like keep moving forward, I'm not going to revisit those, but definitely check once you're done watching the live and the video is posted, because that has been swatched already. Okay, new bronze quint with last year's bronze quint. Okay. Bronze Ecstasy from this year, right? Right, yes. And then Bronze Bliss from last year. So let me put them side by side. Thank you so much, Anne, for the super sticker. Whoop, whoop. Marianne ordered the new quints. Yes, honestly, I think the quints are the best part of this collection. So take a look right there. So this is last year's Bronze Bliss palette versus this year's Bronze Ecstasy palette. I'm going to put them closer to one another here so you can see the differences. So last year's was a bit more like, it had a black shade, it had a silver. This year's is a bit more warm, but it's also not very warm, I don't think. I do love that this year's has this stunning burgundy cool-toned shade right there, which looks amazing. Yes, the quints are the same formula as, no, not the Star Wars release. The quints, I would say, are the same formula as last year's holiday quints release, which I don't think is the same as the Star Wars ones, because the Star Wars ones didn't have the best formulation. The holiday ones did. So if you have any of the holiday ones from last year, the quints from this year are very similar formulas to the quints last year's holiday, but not the Star Wars quints, because I don't think that the Star Wars quints had the same quality. Brown Girl Bella said this looks like an extension of the shades she didn't use last year. Maybe it could be, honestly, but I will say, if I, like me personally, if I were to use, would I? Hold on, I'm trying to think. Here's the thing, from last year's quints, I'm obsessed with this matte black shade here because it was like a grayish color, You could blend it out to like be on the transition, to be a good transition shade. And then this silver was intense, okay? This is a great silver. But if I were to be realistic with which one of these I would use more, I think I would use more this holidays release, because it has two mattes. It has this fantastic like satin burgundy shade right here that I'm dying to use on my eyes. And then I love shimmers like these as well. Let me swatch the silver for you just for fun because I love it. RuPaul says, love your videos. Please review Prada's new foundation. So that came out in the UK first and it immediately sold out, and I don't know how to get my hands on it. Is it in the US yet? Because I honestly forgot about it. I haven't checked, but I could check because I am interested in trying it. So here's that silver shade swatched, which it's so intense and so beautiful. And just for fun, this is that burgundy satin shade from this year's palette. Middle shade in this year's Lunar Quint. Yes, I can do that. And the lavender one that surprised you. Yes. And I'm going to put it next to the silver from last year just for fun so we can compare them to one another. Maida said, you just sold me on that new Quint. Thank you. It's so pretty. It is honestly so pretty. And the formulas are pretty great. So let me go for Honey. Wait, hold on. The lavender shade from this year's Lunar Quint. I was grabbing the wrong thing already. So I'm going to swatch this one because it's like from the bronze palette right next to that one. I don't want to waste my swatch. And then let me grab the Lunar palette from this year. Here we go. And we'll swatch that amethyst light color that surprised me, and it's so beautiful. So this one's called Pale Amethyst, and it's honestly like barely amethyst. That's what it should have been called, but it's such a pretty shade because it's like a silver with like the tiniest hint of amethyst in it, and it's fantastic. Take a look right there. See, if you compare it to the silver from last year's palette, it does look like it has some purple in it, but on its own, the purple doesn't show up as much. I feel like in comparison, it looks purple. Guys, sorry, I just copy and paste so that she can see the blue colors. Okay, what? Am I missing something? Quad blue, Mothership 1 blue, last year's big holiday. Okay, hold on. From earlier quad blue, Mothership 1 blue, last year's big holiday palette blue, a new blue shade. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna get there. See, these shimmers are incredible. These shimmers are really good. Hold on. Let me grab. So first, from earlier quad blue, my quad. Hold on. Here we go. Mothership 1 blue. Did I already swatch that? I forget. I don't know. So I'll do it again just in case. No, because I haven't swatched this. Okay, so earlier quad blue. Last year's big holiday palette blue. Let me get to it. Right here. There we go. And then the new blue shade. New blue shade. Do you want the new blue shade? Do you mean in like the teal looking ones here? That one, or from the big palette? That quad is also it's a banger, okay? That quad is amazing. Hold on, I don't want to lose this comment. From earlier quad blue, Mothership 1 blue. I forgot Mothership 1. Let me grab it. She's right here, listening to us. That one or about that one? Because this one has blue reflex, but this is the actual blue shade. But then also that has some blue in it. I'll do this one. I don't know if that's the one you meant. No, because that looks also pink. I might just do them all. Because I don't know which one. Because they're all kind of blue. By the way, Mothership number one of my favorite Mothership palettes for sure. Now this first one is like blue, like you can see a blue there, but it also has a lot of pink in it. So I don't know if it'll show up pink or blue on camera. It's kind of in the middle. So that one, this is the one that's like white and blue, and then the dark, intense blue. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay, so those are the 3 blues from Mothership number 1. And then new blue shade, which I'm still not sure which one that is. These swatches are amazing. Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much, girl. So new palette blue. I'm going to swatch this one just in case maybe it's helpful. Even though it's more like a teal shade, I think. But it's kind of bluish, right? Take a look right there. And then, let me see if any of the big palettes have blue, because I think that might be what you're referring to. Where did my big palettes go? I lost them. Okay, never mind, I found them. Okay, this one doesn't have any blues. Okay, the teal one. Okay, so I grabbed the one that it was. I mean, I'll swatch this one too, just in case. Since we're here, I did swatch this one when I swatched the greens earlier, but it is kind of in the middle, right? So there we go, down there. So those are all of the requested blues. And if you have to copy and paste, okay, let me stop playing and get these palettes. If you have to copy and paste for me to see something, I appreciate it and thank you, because I definitely am missing some comments. So all of these are so different. Seems like we do not have the same blue from Pat. You're right. We found differences in all of these bluish shades. So very, very cute. The blues are beautiful. I wonder what these look like in comparison to Natasha's new blue Trio Chrome palette, but I don't have that one with me, so. Beautiful. Oh, I'm the swatch queen. Thank you. I don't want to take these off. These are so pretty. I can't. I want to put them on my eyeballs right now. Okay, I'm going to clean myself again. So get your requests ready. Thank you so much for the super sticker. All right, let me, I need another wipe. Woo, I got another super chat. Thank you for swatching those. Okay, thank you. I'm so glad it's helpful. And thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, clean again, clean again. What else? In the new Natasha Denona mini palette, I would swatch it, but I have not opened that package yet, and it's downstairs. Thank you so much for all of this. Now I need them all. That's funny. Oh my god, we have 199 people watching. Thank you guys so much. Give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. What do we swatch next? Should we pick a color story? We swatched the greens and the blues. New purple versus lighter purple in travel palette Eleganza. Okay. This travel palette? Yes, Eleganza is this shade. I found it. So we have Eleganza right here and the new purple. So back to this one right here. So we have new purple and Eleganza from the tiny palette right there. So take a look at what those look like compared. This one has more pink in it. This one's more a true purple on top. Hey Sherry, welcome. You can watch this later. You missed quite a bit. We've swatched all of Pat McGrath blues, all of Pat McGrath's greens. So those are those two purples combined. And then I saw another request. Love to see Sunset Romance Quint to Passion Fleur Quad. Okay, Sunset Romance, hold on. Found it. To the Passion Fleur Quad. Which one is Passion Fleur? Voyeuristic Vixen, anyone? Passion Fleur, I found it. Okay, so let's put them side by side. There we go. So this is the new quint versus, oh, maybe this way. There we go. The new quint versus the Passion Fleur Quad. I would say the shimmers are pretty close to one another, but then the mattes are slightly different. So let's swatch them, right? So like this shade is, I think, pretty similar to this shade. Right there. Very, very close. And then like we could do this one versus this one, which I think this one's sparklier, but they might kind of be close. One's a little lighter, so quad and quint right there. Venusian Sunrise to the new Bronze Ecstasy. Venusian Sunrise. What is Venusian Sunrise again? Let me look for Bronze Ecstasy. Okay, Bronze Ecstasy. Oh, Venusian Sunrise. I know which one you're talking about. It's this one, right? No, I was thinking of Bronze Borealis. No, I'm thinking of the right one. I'm just grabbing the wrong one. That's what's happening. Hold on, I just need to find it. What color box was that? Voyeuristic Vixen? No. Passion Fleur? No. Not you. Not you. Not you. Oh, I know which quad you're talking about, but I can't see it in front of me. It's the one that came out this year. The most recent bronze quad. Yes. So it's not here, and it's not here. I think the box, was the box not pink? Hold on, maybe I just didn't pull it. No. I'm sure I'll find it as soon as oh, it's the one that almost fell earlier. That's why I couldn't find it. Here we go. Okay. So these two are a good comparison for sure. So we have the Bronze Ecstasy Quint versus the Venusian Sunrise Quad right there. They're like all of the shades, maybe except for the highlighter, it's different, but they have similar vibes to them. I don't know if I could pick in between these two. They're both beautiful for different reason. The quad is definitely a bit more warm, and it has like a peachy transition with like a burgundy brown matte, versus this one has a much more cool toned transition with a burgundy, which is also more cool toned than the burgundy in this one. And then the shimmers have different undertones. This is much more like pink infused, I would say. And then this has like a just straight up gold glitter shade, which is beautiful. So I see the differences. I see the similarities, I mean, but I also can see the difference between them for sure. The quint is a bit darker and a lot more cool toned than the quad. Adriana says, if you lost your Pat McGrath collection, what would you repurchase first? I would definitely go for some Mothership palettes. I think I would, for certain, grab Mothership. Ooh, I've done ranking videos before, so let me think. Oh my god, we've been live for an hour already. Wow. Listen, Mothership #1 is a staple, so I would definitely get my hands on the Subliminal Mothership right here because I love it and it has cool tone mattes in it. I would definitely get Mothership #7 because it's also a staple and I love it. I'm gonna say 4. I would buy 4 if I could. I would buy 4 Motherships. So these two, I love Mothership 3 because she is great and she has a lot of different color stories within it. It's like one of the most versatile Mothership palettes. And then I would get Utopian Dream because Utopian Dream has the best glitters, and it's a very beautiful and romantic color story. So these 4 right here, I think, would be what I would first repurchase if I did not have a Pat McGrath collection. I would go for these 4 because they are fantastic Mothership palettes, and I think that like with these, like I'm set. I have a lot of variety with those 4 palettes. I have cool tones, I have pinks, I have like extreme glittery shades, I have more toned down shades. I have everything I need with those 4. Okay, we've been live for an hour and 7 minutes. I'm so happy that you guys liked this swatch party, and I hope that I covered as much as I could as far as the new collection is concerned versus the previous palettes that she's launched. Like I said, if I swatched the pink shimmers, we would be here all day. But if you guys truly like this, let me know in the comment section and we could do more. I forgot the name that was so clever that someone commented earlier, but like Patty swatch parties with Patty. We can do more swatch parties with Patty videos because I feel like it's fun. And I definitely had a great time being live with you for an hour. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave it at this because I got things to do after this live. And I am so glad that you guys joined me. Thank you to everyone who sent me super chats. And thank you for everyone who was just like here and participated and gave me ideas of what things to swatch and all of that. So I truly, truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you back in the next live. Give this one a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.